Have you ever looked at someone you love so deeply and felt an unexpected ache? You smile at them, not just with your lips, but with your heart, your soul, hoping, maybe just a little, that they'll smile back in the same way. And when they don't, when their face stays still, when their response isn't what you imagine, you begin to feel something else: doubt, distance, a quiet sadness. You wonder, do they feel what I feel, or am I loving alone? Most people believe that love must be shown, must be proven, that if it's not visible, it might not be real. But what if the deepest love, the kind that never breaks, is the love that exists even when no one sees it? A smile is a curious thing. It's light and effortless, but the truth it carries is far heavier than we realize. It can signal joy, but it can also hide sorrow. It can invite closeness or mask longing. In the quiet moments between two people, especially those bound by love, the smile often becomes more than a gesture. It becomes a test. And when it's not returned, something in us begins to tremble. This is the danger hidden beneath our most beautiful expressions. The smile meant to offer becomes a smile that asks. And once love begins to ask for something, recognition, affection, reassurance, it starts to lose its freedom. In Zen, we learn that the highest love is not an action, not a performance. It is a state of being. And like the mountain under the sky, true love does not need to move to prove it exists. It is still, it is vast, and it endures. Imagine standing beside a calm river. The surface is so still it mirrors the clouds. Then you toss in a small stone, and ripples spread across the water. That stone is your smile, your gesture, your offering. You wait. Maybe the ripples will reach the other side. Maybe they won't. Now imagine if you kept throwing stones again and again, needing the river to move, to show you it's alive, to show you that it hears you. Over time, the water never settles. It stays agitated, disturbed, never peaceful. That is what we often do in love. We give not from stillness, but from need. We smile to see a smile return. We express so that something comes back. But when that response doesn't come, our heart panics. We throw another stone, then another. The lesson is simple, but not easy. If your love depends on being reflected, it is not yet free. It is not yet whole. And that doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means it's human. But there is a path beyond it. There was once a disciple who followed his teacher deep into the mountains, burdened by questions he didn't know how to ask. He had loved someone so deeply, and yet the love left him hollow. Why is it, he asked, that when I look at the one I love, I feel the urge to smile, but instead I feel sorrow? His teacher said nothing at first. Then, at the edge of a river, he asked the disciple to throw in a stone. As ripples formed and disappeared, the master asked, "What if you keep throwing stones?" The disciple answered, "The water will never return to stillness." And so it is with love. The more we need love to perform, to show up in a specific way, the more we disturb it. The more we chase its proof, the less we feel its presence. Real love is not a plea. It's not a signal asking for a reply. It does not depend on reaction to remain real. And when you find this kind of love in yourself, you no longer need to smile to be understood. You no longer need to be seen to feel worthy. You simply love, quietly, steadily, fully. The disciple, years later, fell in love again, but this time he did not smile to be acknowledged. He did not reach for a hand that didn't reach back. He sat with his beloved in silence. She asked, "Why don't you smile at me?" "Don't you love me?" And he replied, "If a flower opens to the sun, does it ask for the sun's approval? If the moon reflects the light of day, does it seek praise? I love you, but I do not need to show it for it to be real." His words, though soft, carried the weight of a mountain, and over time, the woman began to feel something she couldn't describe. A presence, a steadiness, a kind of love that didn't pressure her to perform, but gave her room to simply be. That is the power of love without expectation. It is not fragile. It is not desperate. It does not knock on doors asking to be let in. It simply stands by the door, offering warmth. In Zen, we often say, "The full cup cannot receive." If your heart is full of need, even the most beautiful love will not feel enough. But if your heart is empty, open, then even silence can become poetry. A dog wags its tail when it sees its master. A lion remains still. The dog is joyful, eager, expressive. But the lion, its love is silent, unshaken, whole. Ask yourself this: when you smile at someone you love, are you smiling to give, or are you hoping to receive? If the answer is the latter, that's okay. But that's your invitation to go deeper, to find the love that doesn't need to be returned, to find the joy in simply loving. When you stop needing your love to be seen, it becomes vast. When you stop needing your smile to be returned, it becomes free. And when your love becomes free, it no longer hurts, it just is. And so, love that does not ask to be seen begins to take root in the unseen. In that quiet space where no gestures are necessary, where no words are needed to prove devotion, most people are not taught how to hold this kind of love. We're taught to perform it, to decorate it, to seek assurance. But love that survives without performance, that love is indestructible. Imagine two people standing beside each other, neither speaking, neither smiling, just breathing the same air, sharing the same moment. Most would look at that scene and see distance, but in Zen, that is intimacy at its highest level. Presence without pressure, closeness without control. When you reach that depth of connection, you realize something profound. Love does not need to be constantly proven to be constantly felt. Just as the sun shines regardless of whether we praise it, just as the moon reflects without asking to be seen, real love does not rely on affirmation to exist. Many believe that to be in a relationship, we must constantly express affection through words, gestures, reassurance. But what if true connection isn't built through expression, but through consistency of presence? I once asked a monk why he never said "I love you" to his dying mother. His reply was quiet but unshakable. "I washed her feet every night," he said. "Love doesn't always need a name. It needs attention." This is what many miss. We mistake volume for sincerity. We believe the loudest love is the truest, but the loudest love often burns quickly and fades. The quiet love, the love that is steady, like breath, like the seasons, this is the one that lasts. One day, a student asked his Zen teacher, "Master, how do I know if my love is pure?" The teacher poured tea into a small cup until it overflowed. The student jumped back. "When your love overflows," the master said, "do you rush to clean it up, or do you let it nourish the ground beneath it?" The student bowed. He understood. If your love cannot spill over, without fear, without control, without need for it to be received a certain way, then it is not yet love. It is a transaction in disguise. Love asks for nothing. It gives everything. And it remains whole, even in silence. This is the ultimate teaching. To love without needing. to give without waiting, to feel deeply without fearing silence. When we love like this, we become free. We no longer need the smile to return. We no longer fear the stillness. We no longer chase the echo. We become the mountain. We become the river. We become the sky, unshaken, unbound, complete.